Imagine stepping into a courtroom expecting justice and instead walking into a death trap. No sword, no assassin, no rebellion, just a packed chamber, an infected prisoner and a silent, invisible killer. Within days, Queen Elizabeth I's top lawyer, a Lord Lieutenant, a sheriff, a coroner and hundreds of others were dead. I'm Claire Ridgway, and today we're uncovering the chilling story of how a Tudor courtroom became the centre of one of the deadliest outbreaks in English legal history. On this day in Tudor history, the 25th of July 1577, Nicholas Barham, a prominent lawyer and Queen's Sergeant, died at Oxford, a victim of what became known as the Black Assizes of Oxford. A terrifying outbreak of jail fever that claimed the lives of hundreds of people associated with the trial of Roland Jenks, a recusant bookseller. But who was Nicholas Barham, and what was this mysterious deadly illness? Let me explain. Nicholas Barham was born into a long-established Sussex family of yeoman farmers and ironmasters as the son of Thomas Barham of Wadhurst. He trained in law at Gray's Inn, one of London's prestigious inns of the court, and rose swiftly through the legal ranks. By the reign of Queen Elizabeth I, he'd become a sergeant at law, the highest rank of barrister, and then Queen's Sergeant, acting as one of the Crown's top legal representatives. He served in Parliament as a member for Maidstone in 1571, and as Queen's Sergeant, Barham was involved in several high-profile prosecutions, including the 1573 trial of Thomas Howard, 4th Duke of Norfolk, for his involvement in the Ridolfi plot. Barham's sharp legal mind and loyal service made him a key figure in the Elizabethan legal system. In July 1577, Barham was in Oxford attending the Assizes, regular court sessions held to try serious crimes. One of the cases being heard involved a recusant bookseller named Roland Jenks, who'd been arrested for selling Catholic literature, speaking badly of local dignitaries, slandering the Queen and not going to church. On the 4th of July, Jenks was sentenced to lose both ears. Jenks had been brought into court from prison, likely already carrying a deadly stowaway: body lice infected with epidemic typhus. Within days, court officials, local dignitaries, jurors and spectators began falling ill. Barham, Judge Sir Robert Bell, who was Lord Chief Baron of the Exchequer, his deputy Sir William Babington, High Sheriff Sir Robert D'Oyley, several justices of the peace, members of the jury and hundreds of townspeople succumbed to a horrific disease that spread like wildfire. It's estimated that between the 6th of July and the 12th of August, over 300 people died in Oxford and over 200 in the surrounding area. The outbreak was so severe and sudden that it became known as the Black Assizes, the black, of course, reflecting the death and devastation left in its wake. But what was jail fever? Jail fever, also known as ship fever when it spread aboard ships, is believed to have been epidemic typhus, a highly infectious disease spread by body lice. Symptoms of typhus include fever and chills, headache, nausea and vomiting, rapid breathing, aches, rash, cough and confusion. Today it can be prevented with a vaccine and it can be treated with antibiotics, but there were obviously no effective treatments in Tudor times. Body lice thrive in overcrowded places and where people cannot bathe regularly or change their bedding and clothing, so the disease was common in prisons. When an infected prisoner was then brought before a court, the infected lice could find new hosts in members of the court, and the disease would spread rapidly. The 1577 Oxford outbreak wasn't the only one of its kind. There'd been a Black Assize at Cambridge Castle in 1522, where all the judges died, and another in Exeter in 1586, which wiped out 8 judges, almost all the jurors, and several key members of the Devonshire gentry. The Northern Circuit Assize in 1598 also claimed a justice and sergeant. These were tragic, avoidable deaths, but it wouldn't be until the 19th century that prison reform and public health improvements finally brought such outbreaks under control. Nicholas Barham died not on the battlefield or on the scaffold, but while doing his duty in court, struck down by a hidden killer that no one truly understood at the time. His death, along with so many others during the Black Assizes of 1577, reminds us just how fragile life could be in Tudor times, even for the powerful. Disease didn't discriminate. Thank you for watching, and if you found today's story interesting, do give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more deep dives into Tudor life, death and drama. And let me know in the comments, had you heard of jail fever before or the Black Assizes? See you soon for more Tudor history. Bye bye.